I feel a bit of a fraud about this because all you lads were in the forces, or most of you did service work. I wanted to be a soldier, but first I volunteered for the Navy at 14 because I had a bad ear. Put the light on this side and it shone on the wall at the other, they said you're out. So I didn't get in the Navy. At 18, I joined the cadets at 14, September 1942. I took my first certificate, Certificate A, Part 1, and I did that with the arm all in bandages. I had a lump taken out my elbow and I was in a sling, but I managed to get through the exam. Then it came to the first annual camp at Richmond, and we got on the train at Loftus, because there were trains then, took us to Middlesbrough, changed, train to Darlington, and we were amazed going past what is now Teesside Airport. All the Wellingtons were all lined up, and the first nearest I'd been to a Wellington was to see them all going over every night, see them up on their missions, counting them going out and trying to count them when they came back, them that did. Anyway, I got to camp and we went out at night in the town to Richmond. We had a grand night. We were only 15-year-olds, so we couldn't go in the pubs or anything like that. But we finished up going to the Naffy, and we got chocolate and cakes and things that were going, and cigarettes for them that smoked. It was, oh, we thought it was smashing. I didn't smoke, but my mate did. And we went back to camp. Next morning, every morning you had to put your palliasse, your ground sheet on the floor in front of the tent. You had your blankets folded in a very neat square. They came round with a cardboard box the size of a square, and if it didn't fit, you kicked them over, you started again and put them up again until you got them right. And we remember, we were only 15. And I just got all my kit laid out, my gas mask in its tin at the side of it, and my grub kits and everything, they're all there. And these 6 blokes and a sergeant came marching down the camp, pulled up outside my tent. Corporal Noble, fall in. I looked. Said, yes, you, fall in. So I got in the middle of these 6 blokes. He said, go get your hat. So I had to go back in my tent, find my hat, put it on my head, sat in the middle of these 6 men. Right, company, march. They marched me right through the camp, past everybody, up to the commanding officer's office, into the office, and lined me up in front of the commanding officer. Attention! I didn't know what on earth was happening. The commanding officer said, last night you were seen in Richmond, in the town, in the company of a private. NCOs, non-commissioned officers and other ranks do not mix in the British Army off duty. Well, it was the first I knew of it. I mean, I was only 15. I was out of my depth completely. But he ranted on a bit and he said, I don't want to see this happening again. So, attention, sir, back turn and out. So I went looking for our station officer, Captain Smith, and I said, are we short of a lance corporal, sir? He said, yes. I said, well, it'd be a good idea if you promoted Frank, that's my mate, to be lance corporal. He's about due for it. He said, if you don't, you can have these, my 2 stripes. And I said, at the weekend when we get back, you'll have my uniform, because I'm packing it in. He said, I'm not having what happened to me on Sunday at the camp. Oh, he said, all right. So he fished about in the back and he came out with 2 stripes, says, give them to Frank. So Frank put his lance corporals up, and the week finished very well. We were able to go out every week and every night, and no problem because we both had stripes up. And we thought it was great then. But I never got over the shock of the discipline that the army had on NCOs and other ranks, not associated. A bit later on at camp in 1945, I think it was, at Hornsey, and there was a regular army group there, and we were at camp. We were in camp, and this sergeant, a corporal rather, was selling anything that you wanted. If you wanted a webbing belt, which we didn't get issued with cadets, but we liked to wear them, so we're all buying webbing belts and putting them on. He said, anybody want a rifle? Three of us. What? He said, I can get you any number of rifles you want, any of you want them. Anyway, we hadn't the money to buy them, he wanted too much for them. Anyway, we paid him the 30 bob, I think it was, for the webbing belt, and he lifted his palliasse and stuck it underneath, and it was like the Bank of England, his bed, all the nuts underneath what he'd made. He must have made a fortune. And that was another side of cadet life that I didn't know went on. Anyway, we got a rocket in because we dyed these webbing belts, we blancoed them white. Well, the green hours didn't use white, they used green. So we had to screw them all up again, get some green blanco and blanco them up, and then we're allowed to wear them. In 1946, when I was due for a call-up for the National Service, I just came off a physical training course with the cadets at York with the Northern Command School of Physical Training. There were 120 lads on that course. Of course, me being a giant, I was the littlest bloke on the course. But that didn't put me off. We were doing front somersaults over benches, boxes about 6.5 foot, 7 foot high. You were stood at the side waiting to catch people. You heard the patter of feet, boom, and then you were looking to see where he was going to appear from over this box and hope that you caught him and put him on his feet. And we did that. We did a cross country, we did PE for an hour and a half one morning. First of all, you started off the 5-mile walk, an hour, walking, running in your boots. Then you came back and did PE for an hour and a half. And then you had a wad, a bit of cake and some cocoa or whatever it was, and then PE again till dinner time. Marched back to the camp, which was on Nailsmire Racecourse. Had your dinner, back down, marched down again and PE till 4 o'clock. Anyway, one day we did the groundwork, we did the hour and a half PE, we had the cocoa, and they said, right, cross country. Oh, we looked cross country, none of us knew where we were. And we all set off, 120 of us, and we went all over places. There was blokes on corners waving us around. We didn't know where we were, and along by the river I was passing people and doing quite well because I couldn't sprint, but I could run all day. I lived down the woods as a kid and I could run all day. Anyway, I kept passing people, and I suddenly saw 3 people in front of me start to sprint. So I gave myself up and I shot off after them. And I took about 50 yards out of them and finished just behind them to finish 5th out of the 120. The 4 that beat me, I found out, were all college cross-country runners. So I didn't think I had a bad day. I left the course on the Saturday, came home, Thursday, Wesley Hall, Middlesbrough. It's conscription day, and to go down there for my medical. So I went down there, and everybody was in there. Some wanted to go in, others didn't. And I think I'd have taken anybody on in that room at anything. I don't care what it was, I'd have taken them on because I was fit. Until he put the light in me and he shone on the wall again and said, you're out, you're grade 4, you can't get in. I cried because I didn't get in. Some blokes cried because they had passed, because they'd been on apprentices. And they'd just gone into full money, and then the army called them a couple of bob a day, so they weren't very happy, they didn't want to go. And that's the end of my cadet life, I'm afraid. Thank you very much.